pure epicness for a gliding pilot, just racing these huge Cloudstreets. So let's go for second competition day at the Stillberghof Grand Prix. Today with nearly, let's say, 600 kilograms, perhaps 575 or so. So this is a Grand Prix, so we start at the same time. We're, I think, 10 or 11 pilots. Start gate opens in 1 minute, and we have to look here for the other gliders. It's dangerous.
Flugfrei an alle, flugfrei. Abflugfrei, vollfrei, flugfrei.
That's racing! And it's not so easy now to know where we can have the best lift, because the clouds are quite big.
There are basically 3 indications for the lift. The first one, where the cloud is really black somewhere in the middle. The second option is on the sunny side, here on the right hand side, and then somehow the wind can affect also the thermals. In this case we have the wind directly from ahead of us, so there the chance is not so big that the wind affects the lift. At the end, at the competition, it is a great tool to also have a look at the other competitors, where they fly, if it is a better line than yours, and you can of course just try a little bit in a zigzag where it is very good.
And we are still at the same height as we started the task, or even higher now, without any turn. That's exactly the magic about flying gliders. Awesome. I don't know, somehow the conditions are getting weaker, not as good as before. Need to be patient a little bit more.
In my opinion, that's really a skill which is so important to win competitions, to be good at competitions, to determine when the weather shuts down, when it's getting weaker, so you can therm a little bit more, save some height, save some energy, and take your time to glide through the weaker conditions. If you just glide down fast and allow, you might make an outlanding, or you just waste a lot of time. So that's so important. It's so much more important than finding the perfect line at a Cloudstreet. Everyone can find there a good line. Perhaps not the perfect line, but a good line. In preparations for the World Gliding Championships in Australia this winter, I have the training goal to drink more. At the German Nationals I used a hydration bladder so that I don't need to open the bottle all the time during flight because it's just distracting. And of course it's also important to eat and to relax. In this case here I have a glide between clouds where it's not so important to be focused on the line, but then later on it is getting more and more difficult. Let's have a closer look at the map. We have about 9 kilometers to the turn point, and then we need to fly the same way back. What's also very important is that we have 30 kilometers an hour wind speed from behind, so if we would thermal before the turn point, we would get pushed into the turn point, and it would help a lot for our average speed. But unfortunately the weather conditions are not so good in this area. There are a lot of spread outs, there's not so much sun on the ground, so these are absolutely no ideal conditions for thermals. But we have here two options. The first option is on the left hand side, a little bit more directly onto the turn point. There's a small wispy, a small cloud popping up there, and there's a small spot of sun on the ground. And then the second option is more to the right hand side. There's a bigger cloud, a bigger cumulus cloud. There's a little bit of sun on the right hand side on the ground as well. Let me know in the comments below which option you would prefer. Option A, the smaller cloud directly to the turn point, or option B, the bigger cloud, a little bit more detour. Yeah. If you want to see the result, check out my flight track at WeGlide. The link is also in the description below. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and then I will see you next time. Cheers guys!